And the resignation of 3 IEBC commissioners has revealed a legal vacuum in the replacement of commissioners. The law only provides for the fast appointment of commissioners, but leaves some gaps on the recruitment of commissioners in the event of a vacancy, such as the resignations. But all is not lost. The country still has several options to explore to save the embattled body. Rita Chinina reports.
Monday's resignation of IEBC Vice Chair Constance Maina, Commissioners Paul Kurgat and Margaret Mochanya may have thrown the ailing electoral body into the ICU. And just how to give new life to the IEBC, which lost Commissioner Rosina Kombe, who quit last year, it appears, is posing a challenge of its kind.
There is no legal framework for either constituting or the replacement of even one single IEBC commissioner.
The Constitution and the IEBC Act 2011 are explicit in the first appointment of commissioners, which in this case happened in a 2.5-month process, which took place from October 2016, when President Uhuru Kenyatta appointed 9 nominees to the IEBC selection panel. Now, how to constitute an IEBC selection panel for the recruitment of commissioners for the 4 vacancies will require amendments to the first schedule of the IEBC Act.
The previous law that was amended in 2016 had given authority to appoint the selection panel to, among other offices, to the office of the Prime Minister and the office of the Kenya Anti-Corruption Advisory Boards. Now, these 2 offices are not in existence today.
Kiambu MP Jude Njomo may have seen the situation coming. He has already drafted a bill that could come in handy.
This bill has already been authorized by Speaker. It has gone for pre-publication. It has been discussed by the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee.
The bill proposes that the selection panel should constitute 5 nominees by religious organizations, 4 by the Parliamentary Service Commission. Already, divisions are emerging over who should constitute the panel.
As Parliament, that we must be able to have a situation where members of the commission, IEBC Commission, will be selected by political parties.
But even when the selection panel is constituted, replacing the commissioners will take some time, from the advertisement of positions, recruitment, shortlisting to vetting.
So that will take about 50 days.
Some MPs have proposed the removal of the remaining commissioners through a petition that Majority Leader Eden Duale says may be a long, drawn-out and tedious process. There are also calls for the resignation of the remaining 3 commissioners who still have 4 years, 7 months to go in office, an option that the country picked in the year 2016, when the government and the Isaac Hassan-led IEBC negotiated a send-off package which saw 9 IEBC commissioners resign.
You can get a negotiated exit, just like Isaac Hassan.
Whether through the law, a petition, or a negotiated exit, it is one of those rare occasions that MPs from the ruling coalition and the opposition speak in one voice: the need to overhaul the electoral body, a crucial office which appears jinxed. Rita Tinina, KTN News.
Right, so Rita Tinina there just reporting on the legal vacuums that exist now, even as the country and the parliament looks for a way forward in reconstituting the IEBC. And the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee of the National Assembly was sitting this morning and just deliberating on the way forward. And they expected to see before them the chairman of the commission, Wafula Chebukati, as well as the 2 other remaining commissioners who were a no-show. And our senior political affairs reporter, Pris Tairu, has been following this event. And what are we looking at right now? Did the commission, the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, get to sit and discuss? What can you tell us more from what transpired this morning, Chris?
Well, Sharon, what we can report currently is that after that letter, then the committee had no obligation or had no any other option but to arrange for another date when they will be meeting the chairman, Wafula Chebukati, and the two remaining commissioners. Remember that according to them is that time is not on their side and they would like the remaining positions to be filled. But there has been some political talk or political debate on what should be the next course of action. Remember that we know that there's no current law that states on how the left vacancies will be filled. That is, we don't currently have that selection panel that will will advertise, interview, and shortlist those commissioners or those nominees who will have sailed through to represent the IEBC. And according to the chairman is that they need actually to fast track that. But after the media briefing by the chairman of that committee, JLAC, William Cheptumo, the minority leader in the National Assembly, John Mbadi, also called for a media briefing to give the status or to give the stand of the ODM party. Remember that he's still the chairman of ODM party. And according to Mbadi is that, yes, they had already indicated that these commissioners should have even left even before the repeat of the October 26th presidential polls. And according to him is that this time they have already been vindicated. And he has come up with a proposal that instead of pushing the remaining, the chairman and the two commissioners out of office without having substantive commissioners currently, the three should just remain to hold brief until the political players come to a round table. Remember that before the August 2017 general election, we had the Kiraitu Orengo team that brought the both political parties together, and they came up with a bipartisan approach on how that selection panel, and that's how we saw the Wafula Chebukati team come into office. And according to Mbadi, we should have the same scenario repeat itself, where after the handshake and the country is calm, both parties, that is both from those in NASA and those in Jubilee, can decide to come to a round table and agree on the people who will sit in that selection panel. But before that, we know that there is still a long way, because we don't have currently that law that will indicate on which people or how it will be conducted. If my director this time around can play the soundbite of Mbadi so that we can have more on what I had to say on this issue, Sharon.
One of them was telling me they're inviting me for a function on Friday, and up to yesterday, they had not even drafted the letter. So I was like, this African behavior, where you think people are just idle around, and when you want them, they would appear. You don't even give someone 3-4 days notice. And this event is in Kisumu. Huh? Now, is that a summon? Is that a summon, really? Because they are our employers, probably you are right. And they corner you. So, ni wewe ndio utatu. See, I told you. Because it's actually exactly 2 minutes.
We can no longer wait.
I think you now need to agree whether we wait or... Me, I'm ready.
On IEBC. Let him make his last call.